Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today with book 3 of 3 in my little fawn herd of deer journals. So this one is a little bit smaller than the others. It's a 3 signature journal, and I'm calling this one Lacey Little Doe because it's got some lace here, and the fabric that makes up the cover is so soft and pettable, and I painted on the little deer's spots all over the cover. We have some stitching, and I've added this linen pink polka dot what's it called? Closure. Yes, like a strap closure with one of my handmade ceramic buttons in this beautiful brown. It's like a fawn. And for those of you who are familiar with buying my journals, you know I always send you a packet of my handmade ceramic buttons. On this book, I did a little bit of a study for these books about how the spots on deer look. And so along the spine, they've got these little straight lines of smaller spots, and then the rest is random. And sometimes it's just a few little hairs, and like it's very cute and random. So then what I did was on this side, I've bound the 3 signatures visibly on the lace. And then here we have the other of those 2 buttons. And then I've added 2 authentic antler buttons. These are ethically collected from the ground from dropped antlers in my friend's apple orchard. And, you can usually pick them up because they come and they eat the fallen apples usually in the fall. And then they have their shed season, and then you can easily pick them up, and I slice them on my bandsaw to make buttons from them. So let's open this book up. So there's a nice big hole there to get your button in easily. This journal has a flap cover, and on back this is just some really nice muslin that I stitched on. You could certainly glue or stitch something to that if you wanted to. I wanted to just kind of leave it because there's a lot going on already with this book. So that being said, we open things up, and again I started very simply. I left this very pettable fabric here. You could add a pocket, if you wanted to, but I wanted to just kind of leave this as a bit of a easy to kind of work in book, right? So we have a few things going on. We have a bit of Amity Bloom Deer Fawn collection, and a bit of Medieval Mirages, Medieval Botanical, and then just lots of other things, because I ended up having so much deer stuff that I really wanted to make another little book. So this is a little envelope with an authentic little stamp here that has a deer on it that I got in mail over Christmas. And then this journal card is upside down, but it's gorgeous. It's a maple tree with the maple leaves and the maple seeds. Then that just tucks in there to kind of hold this down, which is a little what is this paper called? It's sort of like the old paper that goes in between photographs inside of old books, and it's escaping me, but I did a little spraying with oxide on it, and it's actually kind of like a little tuck spot. I felt like it would be really nice if you took this journal outside and you wanted to put a leaf in there, you could keep a leaf in there. And then if you didn't want it like that, you could use it as a pocket, or you could just cut the bottom and use it as writing space. By all means, all of those things are possible. This is on the Amity Bloom Deer Fawn paper. And then some more spraying. This is a lined background from Medieval Mirage, and then some really fun crackly scrapbook paper. On most of the white pages, I've done some spritzing with oxides just to kind of add a little element of, grunginess. And then we have a collaged pocket down here with some old tape, and it's on this lovely paper with this beautiful bird journal card. These are my rusty watercolor, watery oak leaf papers. This is a digital collection in my shop if you're interested in that. This is more of the Medieval Botanical paper. Some light gold graph scrapbook paper. Amity Bloom collection pocket, and then I had this 1950s Bambi book, and I wanted to put a little bit of that in there, so that's what that is. And then a large journal card with a deer in this very snowy landscape. And then this is like a really fun foresty picture with some deer back here with their little spots. Some large paper with beautiful gold wash on it and a little tag there. Medieval Botanical paper. More of the gold paper. This is a little flip out here that has just lots of writing space and some botanicals around it. And then we have this deer in the snow here. It's actually an elk, this one. He's kind of doing his call. And then this is more of the foresty paper. We've got pine cones and this little finch. And then this pocket is from my Journal Together collection on Patreon. And then we have an Amity Bloom deer journal card inside, and that just pops in here. We have a little acetate window where you can see those little deer right through it. Some more spraying on this scrapbook paper, more medieval Mirage botanicals and watery oak leaf paper, more spritzing. And here we have an upper tuck spot of illustrations of deer. And then we have a moose who just decided to join in on the little deer horde and be a part of this journal. It's illustrated by Glenn Lote. More of the crackly paper, and this is Amity Bloom. And then the other side of that, parchmenty paper. And here you can see the lace and more medieval Mirage botanical. This is like a marble paper. I wanted to use mostly neutral so you could get a lot of writing space in this book. This is just clipped on. So on back there's writing space on this lovely medieval botanical panel, and then on the front this is of red and brown, and we have two deer here and a mini Clem poem. Now in the waterways along the Milo fields, the deer blend perfectly with the red-brown heads of ripened grain. Motion gives them way as two pairs of hooves clear the ravine, followed by two pairs more. Beautiful, beautiful autumn, lately green and gold, copper and bronze, soon to be all brown again. Till the wind shifts and the snow drifts over the fields and meadows and woodland, and the world awakens to a white countryside where red-brown deer leave little hoof marks in the white, beautiful snow. And then that just clips back on here with a little rusty paper clip. And then we have this old tulip ad that acts as a belly band on the medieval Mirage paper. And then a little stationery. This paper is really, really cool. I thought it would be a nice little addition of more writing space. Some of that lovely wallpaper background. This is cabbage dyed paper. And a little tuck spot here that has this daffodil and moth. This paper is really beautiful. It's like a coppery gold and it's embossed. And then we have this sketchbook page that has all sorts of lichen. And then this squirrel illustrations on the back of a gray squirrel. And I love the little feet. We have an owl here on this piece of paper, some spritzing and some fun leafy paper. More medieval botanicals and wallpaper. And then the reverse side of those same pages with a little label down there. Here we have a little tuck spot from my Journal Together kit and more of that vintage Bambi book. And this medieval botanical journal card. More Bambi, more of that coppery embossed paper with Amity Bloom tuck spot, and then this lovely gray J tag, cabbage dyed paper, and more medieval botanicals. This was a tattered piece of paper that I repaired that came out of an Ideals magazine, and it has this lovely deer on the front. So then what I've done with it is make it like a flip out, because it had this nice verse on the back that said, "The longer I live, the more my mind dwells upon the beauty and wonder of the world. I have loved the feel of the grass under my feet and the sound of the running streams by my side. The hum of the wind in the treetops has always been good music to me, and the face of the fields has often comforted me more than the faces of men. I am in love with this world. I have tilled its soil, I have gathered its harvests, I have waited upon its seasons, and always I have reaped what I have sown. I have climbed its mountains, roamed its forests, sailed its waters, crossed its deserts, felt the sting of its frosts, the oppression of its heats, the drench of its rains, the fury of its winds, and always have beauty and joy waited upon my goings and comings." John Burroughs. And then we have this tuck spot here with these botanicals. And then this is from an old like botanical illustration. It's a book, it's a flip out to write on. And more spritzing on the marble paper and more medieval botanicals on both sides here. And then we have this little tuck spot from Amity Bloom, and then a little fun shaped journal card with this tiny little woodpecker. And I forget the name of these plants. I can't recall, but they always will peck little holes in that bulb that happens at the top. And it's just a little journal card. Some fun craft paper here with a bit of botanical there. Little tuck spot from chapter 1 papers on this beautiful birch forest, and then a lovely botanical tag, and then a little baby deer all curled up waiting for mom. And then this is some gold paper, some spritzing, more medieval botanicals and marble paper, spritzing and cabbage dyed paper. This is a flat lay that went through the laminator with some real plants inside on this beautiful scrapbook paper, and another little vintage Bambi journal card. Some more rusty oak leaf paper, and on this medieval mirage page I added this window to this girl. This is a little pocket letter booklet. So this is made from a coin collector kind of plastic, and I've stitched all around it, so each of these squares is stitched closed. There are botanicals that are inside each of these, and then little specimens, little bits of flowers and feathers, cedar, and little seeds and sticks, and they're all trapped inside there. They cannot come out. There's beautiful visuals on both sides, and I filled it with my rusty carbonized and the leftovers of just beautiful papers from a botanical book about wildflowers. So you get some of the real eco printing and some of the botanical illustration. There's a maple leaf that I printed. So all sorts of fun going on there. On the back side is that beautiful green paper. So this just tips over the top, and it has this little clip here that you just clip on to hold it in place. More cabbage dyed paper with a label. More spritzing and fun botanical medieval pages, gold paper. This deer here reaching up into the apple tree. More Bambi. More craft paper with a little pocket at the bottom. And then this little fold out journal card. More medieval mirage to end the book, and then at the back we have this lovely blue tabled paper with a little deer down here and my seal and signature and date. So this is the last of the 3 of the little fawn herd, and this is Lacey Little Fawn. So if you are seeing this journal video, that means that it's up in my shop. You can find all the links to my shop down below in the description box. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.